Luke Wright, congratulations. Your first county championship winners. Skeppy must be delighted.
I am, yeah. It's felt like it's been coming for a while, but we just haven't been able to get over the line. I think at Essex, going into that last day, I thought we were going to get over the line there, but as we said, the wickets just got flatter and flatter, and even this one, looking at those few balls with the ball being soft, if they'd been sort of 4 or 5 down, it might have been a tough day. But credit to the boys, I think, especially after day one, having them 30 for 4, and then for the recovery they got, credit to them. But I thought, the way the guys pulled themselves back after the disappointment, I mean, I could feel it in the change room. I felt it quite deflated after that day one, feeling like you're going to be so far ahead of the game, and then to let them back in. But then the next day, I thought we didn't really talk with everyone. Just came back into the change room the next day, quite determined, and we said, look, we've just got to crack on, keep doing what we're doing, bat big. There was belief that we could bat big, and we obviously went and did that, which was outstanding with a lot of great performances. And then that spell last night was exciting. It felt like the old days with Rana flying down the hill and Kirtley and those guys. So no, it was a great feeling last night to put ourselves in that great position.
Let's talk about some of those great performances in a minute, but I'm glad you mentioned about the first take. Just watching the game on Saturday, it just felt really flat, Luke.
It was actually, I think, more than anything, it showed what a flat wicket it was, other than the odd ball. And I think that was the message Johnny Lou spoke about after. He said, look, don't judge it till both teams. It's great that we've got high standards, that we expect ourselves to have bowled them out for 200, 250, but the message really was, look, let's, talking even to some of their guys about the wicket, they felt it was a good wicket. It was just if you get through the odd ball, it was more the odd ball than put the batter off that caused the wicket, because they were playing at balls they shouldn't have, expecting it to bounce. So our sort of mentality then was, let's just go back big. We've seen it's a good pitch. We know we can bat big and pick ourselves up. Let's not feel sorry for ourselves. And it showed that period when the ball went soft, that it did go flat, and it showed when we bowled it went flat in that first innings. And looking back now, it wasn't as bad a performance as we thought it was originally, because 360 could have easily been 450, 500 looking at the pitch.
Let's talk about some of those great performances. Let's start with the bowling. Let's start with Steve McGoffin, a 5 in the first innings, 7 in the match. Terrific to see him back on form.
Yeah, I'm so pleased with Steve. We absolutely love him as a bloke. He's been our outstanding bowler for year on year, and it's been tough. The pitches have been hard for him. As I said, we've had 2 wins now, so it shows the pitch has been so flat. But he's kept working. He knows he hasn't had it quite right. I mean, his stats still say he's bowling well. But we just expect such high standards on him, don't we, over years and years. But to see him working in training, I've never seen him work even so hard, and it's been a great message to the younger kids as well, to see him willing to work on his game the way he has. And he got his rewards on a pitch that wasn't really doing much sideways, but his areas were outstanding, didn't go for a run, and to get his rewards, I'm really, really pleased for him.
Let's move to the batsman, Luke Wells. He really has cemented that number 3 slot now, Luke.
Yeah, it suits him. It's been really nice. I think when he gets himself in, the one thing Wellsy does, he goes and gets hundreds. I think he's got 400s and no 50s, so it shows when he does get in, he goes and gets his hundreds, which is great. It's a batter that has that mindset and the patience to go big, and no, it's been great to see him. It's a shame he struggled with his knee, which has stopped him being able to work on his bowling a lot, but you want to see your batters go big, and we've got a lot of batters in form now, which is what you want, and we've just got to keep doing that to the end of the season and try and make a push. That
Maybe set things up, but the standout innings yesterday was Ben Brown, who came and just played really aggressively from the off.
That's why I like Brownie at 7. I think he's more than got the ability to bat at 6. I just find that he can take the game away from people batting at 7, and that sort of scenario is perfect for him, because he's very hard to bowl at, scores quickly, he's busy all the time, but he shows what a great talent he is. But to go do that yesterday really pushed us on. It gave us a great chance this game. We knew that we'd want probably more than 180, if I'm honest. We probably wanted sort of 230, 240. But I suppose with the timing, that we also knew we needed time in the game. But getting bowled out, it gave us that chance last night, which, looking back now, worked in our favour.
How important as well, David Visa coming into the side, Luke?
Yeah, well, we've been saying all season, the balance just hasn't been right for a while. Not having an all-rounder, it's to have that relentless with the seam attack, to have a batter, and then he comes in the way he did. He obviously got the huge wicket at Max Klinger, second innings, which was massive. But it's been great to have him. One, he batted really well, but it just balances our team, and it's been something we've found really hard all season in all forms. We've been going in with 5 bowlers, and it's very difficult to do that in one-day cricket, and it's been hard trying to juggle 4 seamers and still get a spinner in without being a batter light, or then going the other way and being bowler light. So it's the first sort of few times here in Essex where I've actually felt like we've got the right balance. And then it's nice when you've got, although Stu Witt was injured for this game, you've got people like him and Garton, when fit, putting themselves back in the chance to play.
And in terms of yourself, not only here but the game at Colchester as well, when you were changing the bowling around, you may not be lucky with the toss, but you seem to be changing bowlers around and getting wickets immediately.
Well, that's been the nice thing, yeah. I think on that, even back end of the one days, it felt like we were getting things right with the ball. We just weren't batting well enough in one day cricket, but yeah, I think that's the nice thing. You're able to keep people fresh, and when you've got, especially with CJ and Jofra, you've got two fast bowlers there, and then you've got two lads who are swinging the ball, especially in Visa, but not going for any runs, and to have those four relentless together, and as I said, with two people like Stu Witt as a fast bowler to come back in, and George, and I was delighted for Briggsy to come and pick up those vital wickets as well. He's come and done his job, and I just thought as an attack we looked very balanced, and it's no surprise in the last two games we're batting deeper. I think the best sides do. You look at the Warwickshires and Yorkshires, they seem to get a lot of runs from those engine room 7, 8, 9 a lot, and it's been great to see that we're starting to do that too.
Still probably a big ask to really get up in the promotion places. That being said, you've won a game and you're playing attacking cricket, so I guess who knows, really? It
is, yeah. I think obviously a wickets will be dependent on that, but you get on a run. I think we feel confident in this form of the game now. As I said, at Essex, we sort of walked away there feeling like we played really well against the top team and outplayed them. And going into this last run, we've just got to get on a run and see where it takes you. If we can put pressure on those guys at the top, maybe that can make a difference. I think obviously Essex look like they've got a very good chance of winning today, so it gives them a good luck. But I think more just focus on us. All we can do is try and play good cricket. If we can get some wins under our belt, push ourselves up, and if by the last 2 or 3 games we keep ourselves in contention, then fantastic. But what you don't want to be doing is, if you drew here or lost here, that'd be it. So then you're playing the last games for nothing but pride. So it's just great to see us playing cricket like that.
A couple of other quick questions, Luke. Chris Jordan selected for the one-day squad. I delighted for Chris, but you're going to miss him now for probably, I think, 3 games.
It is. He's been brilliant since he's gone back, and it's nice, always great to send people back off to England in great form. I mean, to go and get his 100, he got 50 here, so his batting has really come on. He looks like he's getting his rhythm now, which is great to see for him, so it's great for England. And you want your players getting picked for England. It's a nice problem to have when you're getting people losing them to England. It means you're doing things right as a club and you're producing the players you want to produce. But as we said, if it means Stu Witt's fine, fit and raring to go by the next game, then he's been fantastic all season. It gives him another go. Again, you lose that little bit of batting and balance, but that's something we can address in the off-season. For now, it just gives someone else a great chance to come in.
Could we just talk about one or two of the injuries? Stu Witt, what's the situation with Stuart?
He just jarred his back. He's bowling in the nets and slipped slightly, and just I think he's got a slight bulging disc from what I'm told. I don't think it's as bad as it sounds, so they think it's going to settle down. So I'm hoping, especially with this break's coming at a good time for us before that game, so I'm sure we'll get him right. And I think George was going to play in the second team. He just had a bug, so I think he hopefully should be there or thereabouts as well. So between them two, it's nice to have those two back into it, who both in confident mood before missing out with injury.
Batting wise, looks unfortunately like Harry Finch out for the season. Matt Makes is still struggling with his wrist.
Yeah, I think Matt's talking to him. I saw him again the other day. He'd had some injections or they tried something. Obviously, surgery is always the last resort, but I think he's struggling, to be honest, which is a shame for him. So he's struggling, and Finchy's out. Which again, for Finchy, who's in great nick, it'd have been great to have had him here. But obviously play Christian Davis in this game, and it'd be nice to see him get some runs under his belt. Great catch for him under the lid. We've struggled to have someone good under a lid since Richard Montgomery. So to see him take that great catch last night will give him a bit of confidence. And watch him in there, I think he looks a good player, and I'm sure he'll get some runs for us.
And finally, we just heard rendition, good old Sussex by the sea in there. I mean, the lads look really happy. Winning becomes a habit.
It does, yeah. I sometimes from the outset it can be hard to see. Everyone just looks at results, and obviously I understand that, and that's rightly so. But I think we've spoken on many occasions. I think there's a lot of things, foundations that are going to set us up for the long run. I feel like things are right. The young lads coming into the team are performing, and they're in a great spot. I've got senior players working really hard, setting examples and scoring runs and taking wickets now as well. So I think it bodes well for the rest of the season, but also going forward.
Super. Thank you, Luke.
Thank you.